Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 9. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will begin the rollout of its COVID-19 vaccination program on March 10. This follows the arrival of 50,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine yesterday, which are a gift from the Government of India. Approximately 3,280 doses will be distributed among public health workers on March 10 and more than 47,000 persons over the next 3 weeks. These include members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force, along with persons in the 60 and older age group. At a press conference last evening, it was revealed that by May this year, the government would have acquired a total of 974,000 vaccines. The overall procurement is approximately 4 million doses, and Prime Minister Andrew Holness says budgetary allocation has been made.
I want to assure the nation, your government is acting with the highest level of responsibility in this regard. Before we take on any vaccine, we have to be sure of its safety and efficacy.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has confirmed that the UK variant strain of COVID-19 is in Jamaica. Minister Tufton says 7 samples from a randomly selected batch came back positive from the Caribbean Public Health Agency CARPHA on March 6. The samples, which were sent in January, were from persons with no history of travel.
The positive samples came from the parishes of St. Catherine, St. James, Clarendon, Kingston and St. Andrew and Trelawney. What this confirms to us in public health is that the UK variant strain is present in our population.
Minister Tufton says more testing and work will be done to assess the features of the UK variant strain, which is believed to be a possible source of the current rate of spread of the virus among the population.
We are moving to ensure that we have the necessary equipment to allow us the capacity to test for that variant strain. I understand from the technical personnel that we will need approximately 60 million Jamaican dollars to acquire certain pieces of equipment which will be lodged at the Public Health Lab, which will contribute to testing here in Jamaica for the presence of variant strains.
The health minister says government is also looking at sources other than CARPHA to do testing. He also assures that the vaccines being procured are effective in dealing with the variant strain. Meanwhile, as the country continues to see an increase in new COVID-19 cases, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is again calling on the public to adhere to the established safety protocols. In the last 24 hours, 561 new positive cases were confirmed and 6 deaths. There are currently 12,178 active cases with 14,595 recoveries.
There is a considered view that we will see high numbers over the next week or more, and we're hoping that we will begin to see a tapering off beyond that period as long as persons obey the protocols that have been established under the orders and the message that all of us in government have been preaching around mask wearing, sanitizing, and physical distancing.
Minister Tufton says also of concern to public health is the workplace cluster outbreak of COVID-19. He says the Kingston and St. Andrew Health Authority is managing 46 active clusters.
We feel that it is an indication that protocols at the workplace are not being followed diligently. And indeed, we want to remind employers, to the extent that you have to work from the workplace, that a review of those protocols be done to ensure that we minimize spread within that work environment.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the new Edmund Ridge Estate housing development in St. James will facilitate infrastructure projects valued at approximately $437 million. This, he says, includes drainage works that will be done at a cost of $105 million. A water supply system will also be included to allow 750,000 gallons of water to be stored in tanks and be gravity-fed to the communities of Rhine Park, Barrett Town, Paisley and Spot Valley. This will cost $220 million. $112 million will be used to facilitate road rehabilitation works to start at Mount Zion and continue to the Spot Valley and Blyston communities.
So just with this development, separate and apart from it is going to provide some of the finest housing arrangement for more than 2,000 people in the area. And those who are going to come into the area to be part of this development, we are going to enable the community, the wider community, to benefit from a higher level of infrastructure development.
Minister Bartlett was speaking recently at the official launch of the first of 3 model housing units under Phase 1 of the project, named in his honor. The Registrar General's Department, RGD, will be prioritizing the addition of a civil registration number to its records in the 2021-2022 fiscal year. The move is part of the agency's modernization drive, which will complement the implementation of the National Identification System, NIDS. Chief Executive Officer Charlton McFarlane says the civil registration number will act as a unique identifier, making it easier to verify an individual's identity through vital events throughout their life course. Mr. McFarlane says background work has already started, with the implementation set to begin in early 2021-2022.
To date, the RGD does not have a comprehensive system of linking vital events. What do I mean by that? I mean that I am not able to say with 100% certainty that John Brown, born in 1920, got married in 1940 and died in 1980. Right, because the records are not uniquely linked by a unique number, by a unique identifier. Having seen this as a real and clear gap in civil registration worldwide, the RGD is now moving ahead.
And finally, Jamaicans seeking to access the services of the Registrar General's Department may soon find it easier to do so. This as discussions are far advanced with a bill payment agency to provide RGD services to customers. The agency's Chief Executive Officer Charlton McFarlane says once the agreement has been made, the RGD would have increased its access points to just under 200 locations.
The RGD has 10 locations island-wide. However, we are aware that that may not be enough, and again we understand that there's still a cost in terms of transportation costs to visit the RGD locations, and so we are in advanced discussions with a major bill payment agency to leverage their locations to offer RGD services.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.